This is item 11, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding submission of the Adult Education and Literacy Advisory Committee annual report.
Good morning, Chair Daniel, Commissioner Alvarez, Commissioner Demerson, and Mr. Serna. For the record, my name is Fabiana Ramirez, Program Specialist with Adult Education and Literacy. TWC Adult Education and Literacy Rule 805.43 requires the AEL Advisory Committee to submit an annual written report to the Commission. Here to present and answer any questions you may have on the report with recommendations for the Commission's consideration are two of our members. We have in the middle here Presiding Officer Mary Jo Ochoa, who is the Career Pathway Coordinator at Socorro ISD, and Tiffany Johnson, the Adult Education Literacy Director at Victoria College and the former Presiding Officer of the committee.
Hi, good morning, Chair Daniel, Commissioner Alvarez, Commissioner Demerson, and Mr. Serna. For the record, my name is Mary Jo Ochoa, and I am the presiding officer, and presenting with me is
Tiffany Johnson, Adult Education Director and Provider for Victoria College.
This last year, our advisory committee discussed several matters related to adult education in Texas. The enclosed report focuses on 3 recommendations. The first one is continuing from the last 2 years and is a recommendation to promote a statewide brand for AEL. The committee believes that the strategies detailed on the report can raise public awareness of adult education and help support service delivery. The second recommendation intends to engage employers by integrating AEL in initiatives such as apprenticeships and workplace literacy. Projects such as these will help provide hands-on training while maintaining a rich supply of skilled workers. Our final recommendation calls to the diversity and flexibility of AEL as it relates to special populations in Texas. Adult education can be the answer to state initiatives targeting special populations such as opportunity youth, internationally trained professionals, and individuals with justice involvement. The branding and promotion addressed in the first recommendation can reveal AEL as a viable partner when serving special populations. We believe this integration can help make our workforce system stronger and benefit all of Texas. And now Tiffany will add some details.
Good morning. As an AEL Director and Provider, I have enjoyed serving on our advisory board and applaud the efforts made by our state office. I also thank the Commission in their continued support through technical assistance and efforts through innovative projects in support of our AEL population. In addition to our formal recommendations, I ask each of you to reach out to your executive directors in your local workforce board areas and encourage those directors and those leaderships to collaborate and blend the existing resources that are available at the local levels. Our Golden Crescent area is very fortunate to have a variety of projects already in progress, but other areas are still learning how to blend those resources and maximize their efforts to meet the marketing and the workforce needs in the areas, as well as use many tools and services that are already in place. Thank you.
In closing, I would like to thank all of you for your continued support of adult education and literacy. As an AEL provider in El Paso, we are grateful to serve our community and as we contribute to the development of our local economy. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Ochoa. Ms. Johnson, appreciate very much your report. I know a lot of your time, certainly, and staff time here at the agency has gone into this, and I think it certainly shows with what we're hearing about today. We have, I think, a large mandate to find greater integration between our AEL programs and lots of programs here at TWC, and frankly across the state, even outside this agency. And I think reports like this bring us one step closer to that. I hope that what we're seeing is a continuing trend for continuous improvement in what I think is an already good program, and so that becomes a very difficult task, and I appreciate your dedication to it. Commissioner Alvarez, comments or questions?
Welcome to Austin. And I, like the chairman, want to thank you for your volunteerism and for a great report. And so thank you for what you do in support of AEL and working closely with Anson and, of course, his team. So thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman, I know we received a lot of attention during the legislative process, so Ed, thanks for addressing those issues. But this is a report that's focused, and I appreciate that. The blended concepts that you're talking about, that was mentioned at our annual conference, and so that's very important. And then in my office, point number 2, recommendation number 2, the internships. That's going to be very important to me, and so I'd love to work with you guys and look forward to working with you guys in regards to what we're doing in that area for internship opportunities.
Great, we look forward to it.
Thank you for being here.
Other questions or comments? Thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate you coming in and doing
Thank you
that.
so much.
Mhm. Let's move then to agenda item 12, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a policy concept on amendments to Chapter 800 General Administration Rules 40, TAC Chapter 800 related to purchasing and contracts.
Good morning,
Good
Chairman
morning.
Daniel, Commissioners Dimerson and Alvarez, Mr. Cerna. Several sections of the Texas Government Code require state agencies to adopt rules related to purchasing and contracts. And there are three areas that we need to adopt rules. Section 2261.253 requires agencies to establish by rule a procedure to identify required enhanced contract monitoring. We already have the procedure in place, however, we don't have the rule. Section 2155.076 requires agencies to establish by rule procedures for resolving vendor protests relating to purchasing issues. Likewise, we have the procedures, we don't have the rule. Section 2252.202 requires agencies to adopt rules to promote compliance with the requirement that iron and steel products used in the building process be produced in the United States. We have this term in our bidding documents, however, we don't have the rule. So we are seeking direction to amend the TAC Chapter 800 relating to purchasing and contracting to address the requirements for an enhanced performance monitoring rule, procedural rules for bid protests, and to add the Chapter 800 requirement of complying with 2252.202. In addition, we have Section 800.3, which requires a correction to a citation. There's been a change in titles at the Controller's Office, and in order to make that change, we need to amend that section. So with your approval, this policy concept will be posted to the website for a 3-week board comment. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Comments or questions?
Not here, Chairman.
I'm here.
All right, do we have a motion then?
I move that we approve the policy concept for amendments to Chapter 800 regarding contracting and purchasing and post to TWC's website for a 3-week public comment period.
Second.
I concur with the motion. Motion carries.
Thank you.
I'm not showing anything for agenda items 13 and 14, so let's move to agenda item 15, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval of local workforce development board nominees.
Good morning, Chair Daniel.
Good morning.
Commissioner Alvarez.
Good morning.
Commissioner Dimerson, and Mr. Cerna. I'm Shanta Williams with the Workforce Development Division, and before you for consideration today are Workforce Board nominees for Workforce Solutions Brazos Valley, Greater Dallas, Gulf Coast, and Permian Basin. We have received additional information to review for nominee number 1 with Brazos Valley and ask that we pull that nominee for now. However, we ask that all other nominees be approved.
All right. Are there any comments or questions?
No, sir.
None here.
None. Do we have a motion?
I move that we approve the board nominees for Greater Dallas, Gulf Coast, and Permian Basin and withhold approval for the board nominee from Brazos Valley.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. I concur with the motion. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tom tells me we don't have an extensive legislative report. Some things are still working their way through. Ed, do you have anything to report to us?
Just to acknowledge that we had a successful conference at the Gaylord in Dallas last week. And also I wanted to express my appreciation to the staff that worked to both plan it and then actually work the conference to ensure that it was a success. We had a lot of staff behind the scenes working very hard to make sure things moved smoothly, and I want to make sure that they didn't go unrecognized. Other than that, that's all I have to say, sir.
Well, I would certainly concur with those congratulations to staff, other than the insertion of all right, more than once. In all seriousness, what a great conference. Staff definitely deserves whatever commendations are coming their way for that. And then I think certainly for a sellout crowd, we had the right kind of crowd there. I think people are definitely interested in moving forward. Commissioner Alvarez, comments or questions?
I agree with your comments, Chairman. My discussions with people that were just in the area were none but positive on the programs that we had, the breakouts that we had. Certainly, I enjoyed both the breakouts that I experienced, both with you, Chairman, and of course, the young lady that you had, Aaron, was memorable. I don't think I'll ever forget her, man. That's great. But the comments we received in our office regarding how informative it was, the energy that was behind it, and I have to thank you and your staff, Tom and Julia, and there's so many things that take place behind the scenes that none of us are aware of. We want to take this opportunity to thank you. Well received. It was a well-run conference, and I want to thank everyone who made the opportunity to go. So thank you.
Just a great conference. Echo those sentiments exactly. That guy's from Longview. All right. So
He is from Longview.
good Texan there. But a great conference. Walk-up music was just phenomenal, fantastic. I enjoyed the chairman's and especially Commissioner Alvarez. I need a copy of that tape. But great job. And for my first one on this side, a truly memorable experience, and I appreciate all of it.
That's all you have. Are there any other items that need to come before us as an order of business? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
I second that motion.
And I concur with the motion. We're adjourned.